Life often shows us images we can never forget, moments that stay imprinted on the heart forever. One such moment recently unfolded when Billie Beatrice, the young daughter of actor Dane, was seen breaking down in tears beside her father's wheelchair. For many, it was not just a scene of sorrow, but a reminder of the fragile bond between a child and a parent. Dane, best known for his role as Dr. Mark Sloan in Grey's Anatomy, has always been admired for his strength, charm, and resilience. Fans remember him as the confident McSteamy who lit up television screens. But in real life, away from the bright lights of Hollywood, he has been quietly battling a devastating illness. Watching him in a wheelchair, weaker than the character people once adored, has been difficult enough. But seeing his daughter unable to hold back her tears, that is what has truly broken hearts across the world. The image of Billie Beatrice clutching her father's hand, her young face wet with tears, was not just about grief, it was about love. It showed us how children often become the strongest caregivers, even when they are too young to understand the depth of suffering. Billie, only in her teenage years, has been standing by Eric through every stage of his decline. Onlookers who witnessed the emotional moment said it was almost unbearable to watch, because it revealed the silent pain of a family trying to stay strong together. Dane's fans have followed his health journey with compassion. Reports about his struggle with ALS, a disease that slowly takes away the body's ability to move, have left millions heartbroken. To see a man who once portrayed vitality now facing such a cruel reality is difficult. But what makes this story even more powerful is the way his daughter has remained his constant support. At his side in hospital visits, family gatherings, and now even in public, Billie has shown courage far beyond her years. The heartbreaking scene also highlighted a universal truth. No matter how famous or successful a person may be, illness strips life back to its most raw and human form. At that moment, Eric was not the Hollywood star, and Billie was not the daughter of a celebrity. They were just a father and a child, holding on to each other in a world that felt too heavy. Witnesses shared how Billie leaned close to her father's wheelchair, whispering to him through tears. Eric, though weakened, tried to comfort her with a faint smile and a gentle squeeze of her hand. That gesture said more than words ever could. It was a father's way of telling his daughter, "I'm still here with you. Don't lose hope." For many, it was the most heartbreaking yet beautiful part of the moment. The bond of unconditional love that refuses to break. Even in the face of suffering, social media soon flooded with messages of support for the Dane family. Fans from around the world posted prayers, encouraging words, and personal stories of their own struggles with loved ones who had battled ALS or other life-changing illnesses. "My heart breaks for Billie," one fan wrote. "No child should have to see their parent like this." Another added, "Eric gave us so much joy on screen. Now it's our turn to give him strength." Beyond the sadness, the moment also sparked conversations about awareness. ALS is a disease that often stays hidden until it reaches advanced stages. Seeing a public figure like Dane face it openly has shed light on the need for more research, more compassion, and more support for families who go through the same pain quietly, away from cameras. For Billie, however, this moment was deeply personal. She was not crying because of what the world was seeing. She was crying because in her heart, her father, the man who once carried her on his shoulders, who taught her to laugh, who stood tall and strong, was now fighting to simply hold on. Children often see their parents as superheroes, and when that image changes, it is one of the most difficult things a child can endure. Yet, in the middle of her tears, there is also strength. Those close to the Dane family say Billie has taken on responsibilities far beyond her age. She has been a source of light for her father, encouraging him to keep going, reminding him of the love that surrounds him. Her emotional breakdown by his wheelchair was a release of all the feelings she had been carrying silently for so long. It showed that even the strongest hearts sometimes need to break in order to keep going. Dane himself, despite the limitations of his condition, has expressed gratitude for his daughter. In interviews, he has spoken about how his family, especially Billie, gives him a reason to fight each day. For him, she is not just his daughter, she is his anchor, his courage, and his hope. That is why their bond resonates so deeply with people everywhere. The heartbreaking scene of Billie crying beside her father's wheelchair will remain etched in the minds of many. But perhaps we should not only see it as a picture of sadness. Instead, it should remind us of the unshakable love that exists between parent and child. It should push us to treasure our loved ones while we still can, to offer kindness to those who are suffering, and to never underestimate the strength of the human spirit, even in its most fragile moments. As Dane continues his journey, and as Billie continues to walk by his side, the world watches with both heavy hearts and deep admiration. Their story is not just one of pain, but of resilience. It is about the beauty of love that endures through the hardest times, the tears that cleanse the soul, and the quiet moments that speak louder than fame, money, or success ever could. And so, while the sight of Billie's tears beside her father's wheelchair may break hearts, it also carries a lesson that love is strongest when life feels weakest, and that even in moments of despair, a father and daughter can find comfort in simply holding on to each other.